Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm your host, Raya, and I'm handling life one shot at a time. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things pop culture, celebrities, gossip, trends, and let's become best friends. What? I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. Hey guys, welcome back. Another week. I just can't believe it's already almost like mid-February. January lasted 84 years and February feels like it's lasting 84 seconds. Like, I just don't understand like physics or something. Like time, it's like an infinity. I don't know, but it's flying by. Which is stressful. But that's okay. We're just doing what we can do in our control. Little about me. This year, I, as you know, have been working out. And I'm going to be on the soapbox because also I feel like if I tell you, it like holds me accountable. So today was my second day of working out. And I almost passed out. I also didn't know that you're supposed to work out according to your cycle phase for all of the girlies here. I don't really think guys listen to this. Actually, a lot of guys do listen, and I'm going to need you guys to stop. But anyways, apparently my friend told me that you're supposed to be like working out based off your cycle. So like I'm currently on my period. Just a little TMI for you guys. Thought I was going to pass out this morning on the fucking bike. Shout out to Illuminate Sweat, which is a local gym here in Houston. I love supporting small businesses, women-owned businesses. It's my friend Julia Gibson and her husband Colby who own the gym. It's basically like a circuit workout like Orange Theory, right? So I'm like on the bike and I'm like, 25 seconds. I was about to pass the fuck out. Okay. Anywho, so I guess you're not supposed to do like HIIT workouts when you're PMSing. So that's good to know. I'm fucked for the rest of the week though, because I literally signed up for solid core. I'm going to give that a whirl. I'm doing Pilates. I'm going to run club again, you know, all these things. So I don't know if this is like bad or good or what. So the health gurus like help a girl out. Also on that note, for those of you who are watching the video, I don't know if you could help a sister out. There's this red spot on my face. Not my client telling me that it's fungus on my face. Maybe a trip to a dermatologist and like WebMD like medically diagnosed me, which it's so funny that I have my own diagnoses going on because we're going to get into a bunch of stories today about scams and people faking cancer and the Super Bowl, the Grammys. I know some of these are kind of like, you know, last week's stories, but we're going to do all encompassing. And so let's get into it. Let's just start. Last night was the Super Bowl. The Eagles won. I fell asleep. I don't know. I woke up just in time for the halftime performance of Kendrick Lamar. Amazing. I loved, obviously, his like patriotic, like that's like kind of his brand. He's doing like does he sing Poetic Justice? Yeah. So he's doing, and he had Samuel L. Jackson for Uncle Sam, which I guess that was his special guest that he was like, because everybody, or Serena Williams, like she was only just there for a second. I don't know. But either way, it was amazing. I loved, oh my God, it kind of reminds me of drill team days when like we would do, hold on. Because this is going to sound like ROTC, but it wasn't. You know, in drill team, we had like different like jazz, military, like whatever. So we would do like military dances and we would be like, oh my God, like these gloves, like this looks weird, right? But it looked so good with Kendrick Lamar's like, dancers in their red, white, and blue like tracksuits. It looks so good. SZA, real life brat style. Like she is so beautiful and funny and amazing performer. I am obsessed with the way that she does her makeup. I'm loving the inner highlight. I'm loving the highlight on the nose. The lips are lippy. I mean, she just looks Oh, she's perfect. And I have yet to see her in Kiki Palmer's new movie, which I can't even believe it because I literally was like, gotta go see this movie, gotta go see this movie, have yet to see it. Loving all their press for it though. Kendrick Lamar is raising the price of bell bottoms as we speak. Like literally, first of all, I didn't realize how short he was. And when I saw him at the Grammys last week and like next to Taylor Swift, I'm like, oh, like he's kind of short, but she's also a giant, you know? So I didn't think anything of it. Literally, he's the shortest person on the stage. No shade. Like we love a short king, but the bell bottoms, I don't think really helped out his height. Like I think they make him look a little like shorter and stockier. I thought that was such a choice, but I mean, I love people with their like own individual style. I think it's great. His performance was amazing. I mean, obviously, like I can believe, but I can't believe that there is so much controversy around his halftime performance and everybody's like, oh, it sucks. This is awful, blah, blah, blah. What was awful about it? It was literally, I thought it was amazing. And I cannot believe that he ended on Not Like Us. That was so great. I was also thinking today because they were playing Drake in the gym and I was like, no, like we shouldn't be listening to Drake. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. But I'm thinking about all my friends who like are diehard Drake fans and I'm just like, you know, are you like questioning about that? And I never really went down the rabbit hole of their beef, okay? And you know who just put out, you know who is really on their shit about beef is Impact by Hulu. They already have something about Blake and Justin. They had a Taylor Swift deep dive. They have a Diddy deep dive. They have this Kendrick versus Drake beef deep dive that I got served yesterday. So I need to go down like that whole Hulu channel of like, you know, that little segment. But so I wasn't really into the like Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. So unfortunately I need to catch up and I do apologize, but I don't care. I thought it was fucking great. And it was amazing. So yeah, I guess the Eagles won. I had to wake up and Google this morning cause your girl was tired and everybody was booing Taylor Swift, which I think is crazy. And the best tweet that I saw, the craziest tweet, let me read it to you because I reposted it, is that watching Taylor Swift get booed at the Super Bowl, knowing Travis is always met with cheers at the Eras Tour. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but like, it's so true. Like literally the juxtaposition. Am I using that word right? I have no idea. But anyways, like literally, I just think it's so fucked up. Like literally the sports industry is so toxic, but we already knew that. And that's why like guys who like are diehard sports fans, which is every man in America, it's like crazy. Okay, moving on from the Super Bowl, because I don't give a fuck. The Grammys, let's talk about it. Last weekend, Taylor Swift wore this red dress. Okay, I have to say, unpopular opinion, I thought it looked a bit cheap. I hate to say it, don't come for me. I'm an OG Swiftie. So all of you like weirdos online, like, you know, and doing the dance circles and white as like Ring Around the Rosie at the concerts, like we don't know you. You know what I mean? I'm an OG Swiftie. I fucking got bullied so hard in high school. Honestly, up until the fucking Eras Tour for being her fan, okay? So anywho, I wasn't a huge fan of the dress. I mean, yeah, I thought she looked great. It kind of looked like Homecoming, like 2021, to be honest, because you know they're doing all those like short dresses now. I did, however, love the thigh chain, and I swear to God, if she did not have the thigh chain, it would look like the most basic outfit, and it still does look like a basic outfit. But I thought the thigh chain necklace like was a good touch. She wore the necklace to Super Bowl, which I thought, you know, that was a nice touch too. But and also if they ever do break up, which I hope to God they don't, and I do hope they get married and live happily ever after on their time, her name starts with a T, so she can be like Travis. No, T for Taylor. Like, you know, I love that. She didn't win any awards. Sad, don't care. literally had the time of her life. Beyonce finally won Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. Literally, when I heard Cowboy Carter, I was like, Album of the Year. And then Taylor put out, you know, Tortured Poets. And then Sabrina Carpenter put out her album. And then there was like a lot, and then Chappell Roan, there was a lot of good music this year. Like, I mean, I thought that was like really tough. I'm glad I'm not, you know, like voting. But yes, very happy for Beyonce that she won Album of the Year. People were ragging on her for having some wardrobe malfunction, like her cups on her dress, like the wire was showing. To be honest, I would have never known if like the trolls wouldn't have pointed that out, because it like blended in with the dress enough. And also shout out Jay-Z, which, are we friends with him or not? I'm not sure, question mark. But just in this moment, I feel like he won like some good husband brownie points, because he went to go hug her, like, oh, like, you know, congrats on your Album of the Year, whatever he said. But he was like, oh, you're like, fix the wire on your dress. Okay, that was great. We love that. But I don't know about all the other stuff. So I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. Happy for her. She's going on tour this year too. The Cowboy Carter tour. I won't be getting tickets. I couldn't even get tickets to the fucking Eras concert. And the fucking meme about being eggs or concert tickets is real, more real than ever. And I also saw this tweet the other day that was like, back in my day, we had so many eggs and so many toilet paper, so much toilet paper that we would, you know, use it on the houses of our enemies. And that is so real. Like now, sparingly. Like, you would never catch me dead wasting eggs on that. I want to talk about the Rachael Kirkconnell, Matt James, call her daddy, or breakup, call her daddy episode. I did watch it. I feel bad for Rachael. If you don't know, which I'm sure you do, but if you don't know, Rachael Kirkconnell won, I don't know what season, but the season with Matt James being the first Black Bachelor. A couple of years ago, she won. It didn't end in an engagement, but they ended up dating. But there was a lot of controversy. Her season was the season that Chris Harrison got fired from ABC after being like literally starting the show for like 25 years or something, which I do think is fucked up. Like, he defended Rachael because I think that he knew that she was the winner and like that they were together, whatever. And like, he went on, I think that other girl, Rachel, the Bachelorette, what was her name? Rachel Lindsay. He went on her show and was defending her, and then she kind of annihilated him. And I didn't think, I mean, I definitely see her side for sure. I think her side is valid. But I also, it's just so crazy because things like blow over so easy now. Like, there's things that I've talked about on the podcast that I felt so convicted in the moment about. And then I'm like, wait, what? I don't even know about any of that. And people will come to me and be like, you did a whole deep dive. And I'm like, oh my God, I literally forgot. Like, you're so right. So I do feel kind of bad for Chris Harrison. I feel like it was like a wrongful termination, but at the same time, during, you know, all the heightened of the social issues and the racism and everything like that, I mean, definitely, I think I'm glad I don't have to make decisions like that. And networks do what they do. But here's my issue about networks and Bravo specifically. It's pick and choose. It's like, you never fired Jax Taylor for being misogynistic and racist and all these things over the years. But then, you know, you fire Kristen, Doty, and Stassi for a fabricated story that Faith made up, that she admitted that she was like, I just wanted to be on the show. Anyways, it was like a whole thing. But yeah, I just wish like the networks would like choose and like stand on business versus like pick and choose for like the people that they like or dislike. So anywho, enough on that rant. So long story short, Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell broke up when they were in Tokyo over the last like couple weeks ago. This interview is so sad and he is so diabolical. I will say, I mean, this is where astrology comes in, because he has like a lot of Sagittarius placements with a Pisces rising, and it's giving like manipulation station. You know what I mean? It's like, if you knew, and like, she's such a Libra. I could literally tell without looking at the fucking internet and their birthdays and shit. Okay. I think she has a problem. And this is, I don't know anything about Rachael or Matt. And this is just my opinion based off of this Call Her Daddy interview, which I'm taking with a grain of salt because obviously she is in a sad time. I personally, I mean, imagine you breaking up with like your boyfriend of 4 years thinking that you're going to get engaged twice and you don't. And you're young and you're like still processing everything, and you do this interview like 3 weeks to like a month later, or not even like a couple of weeks later. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, my thoughts and demeanor and everything's going to be different from 6 months or like even a year later. You know what I mean? After I process everything. So in this interview, she's still like heavily defending him and saying like, you know, oh, well, I just like really wanted to. So he's like a food influencer, and put a pin in that. And second of all, he was like relying on her in some instances to like pick good restaurants for them. First of all, is he not getting invited to these restaurants? So he's spending money on like flights and hotels and restaurants and stuff. For what? To give like free, like you're not getting anything free, I guess, from the restaurant. Like you're not being like invited or like paid to promote the restaurant. So like what type of like food influencer is that? Like, are you expensing it? But like, what are you expensing? I guess if it's like your business and you have an LLC, but I'm confused. Second of all, Rachael heavily defends him and says like, you know, like I just, you know, he would just be like he would yell at me and like, if the restaurant wasn't good and all of these things, which is, I mean, she talks about there being like a power dynamic and everything like that. What my thing is, just because I saw only Rachel's perspective and not Matt James, I don't give a fuck about his perspective anyways. But I'm just going to say this, the thing that you're not supposed to say, especially kicking a girl while she's down. I'm not trying to kick her. I'm just saying, she says that she communicated with him very clearly. I'm stressed and I'm crying and I need a hug, and he wouldn't give me a hug. Okay, but are you really doing that? And I'm not, and I don't know her, and I'm not defending Matt at all. But I also don't think that she communicated as clearly as she thinks she did. Because, and I don't want to be like, because she's a Libra, but the energy that I was reading is that her throat chakra is closed, and that she is a very, this is not bad. Like if you are kind of like, you know, thrown in this whirlwind. She says that her friends put her, or nominated her for The Bachelor. She got on the show. The whole interview, she feels inadequate. Whether she's saying it or not, that's what she's saying. She's like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get past night 1. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get past night 2. All of a sudden, she makes it to the end, and she's like, I don't think he is going to like me. I don't think he's going to be, like, she cares a lot what he thinks. And I think her feelings of inadequacy is really, like, manifesting in this relationship, as one does when you are a young 20-something, right? Like, we've all been there, sister. We've all dated our fair share of Matt Jameses, okay? I'm really not coming for Rachael. But my thing is I just wonder if she communicated as clearly as she thought she did, or if there was, you know, if his side, he would be like, but you never actually said that you wanted a hug when you were like crying and having a meltdown. Like, or does she think she said that? I don't know. I'm just, you know, being an armchair expert psychologist over here, okay? Either way, I think she's going to do so much better. We love her. By the way, he was using the shit out of her for views anyways. Like, he was never, if a man is not going to put a ring on it after like 2 fucking years, like, I'm out, period. Like, I'm out, especially the older you get, the shorter that fucking timeline comes. Like, I mean, seriously, and I don't want to be like it's all in a timeline, but it's like, hey, you know, I'm 32. I know what the fuck I want. Like, if you're not ready to commit to me to be like a boyfriend in like a couple of weeks or like a month, like, what are we doing? That's weird. Like, that's weird, babe. Like, you're fucking weird, okay? And if you want, like, to travel with me and do all these things and play house and you know, all these things, but you don't want to put a ring on it, no thanks. Also, he's extremely religious, per Rachael. And there is just and I love God. I love the Lord more than anybody, like, or as much as the next person, okay? Like, there is something when men hide behind being so religious and holier than thou. Oh, I can't move in with you in Georgia because that's like their home base when they're not traveling, but yet we can travel and do all these fun things together, and I'm going to put a bunch of pressure on you to find this restaurant and do this and that and exploit you when you're like eating hot dogs and doing like the thumbnails that he would choose is like fucking weird. Anywho, so justice for Rachael. I think, and a lot of people are shipping them, that she and Craig Conover from Southern Charm should get together. She's also from Georgia, the South. So I think it's just a hop, skip, and away from South Carolina, and let's see her on the next season of Southern Charm. I think her and Craig would be cute. I also think Craig and Sally would be cute. I think I said this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to reiterate it. I think Sally is alpha, but I don't think she's as alpha as Paige and Naomi, and I think it would be a better balance. Like, Craig would feel like he could control her, and she wants that, like, she bought a house, she wants that, like, Southern living, like, be in the backyard, host a party life, okay? Like, she doesn't want to go anywhere, and she has her own career in, like, the medical device field, so she's, like, staying put in Charleston. So I think it would be a good fit. Okay. Oh my God. I'm getting worked up. Okay. I'm getting excited. Let's talk. Okay. Switching gears, dude. The scams. The scams have been out of control. Okay. This one podcast that I've tried to listen to a couple times, finally listened to it because they just put out a Hulu, documentary for Scamanda. Also in tandem, Netflix dropped a episodic, it's not a documentary, but it's like a biopic or whatever. An episodic show, limited series it's called Apple Cider Vinegar for the, it's about Belle Gibson, who is an Australian wellness influencer who also faked cancer. So both Scamanda and Belle Gibson faked cancer. Let's talk about Scamanda first. So this is like early days, like back in like 2010, 11, 12, that, blogging was all the rage. And she was 25 at the time and started this blogging career. Back up, first of all, she was 17 working at this like cheer gym, dance gym, whatever. And one of the moms there, her daughter went. Her name was what's the mom's name? I forget the mom's name, but the daughter's name was something with a J. Okay, whatever. She goes to the gym. The daughter had cancer, had some type of terminal stage 4 cancer, okay, or stage 3 cancer. The daughter, long story short, ends up beating cancer. The mom and the daughter's husband get divorced, and the mom, before the divorce, would hire Amanda to do privates for the daughter for her dance, or come over to the house. And then they got close and, oh, you should come to the cookout, and oh, well, blah, 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 because the daughter and Amanda were semi close in age, because Amanda was 17 at the time. The daughter was, I think, 12. That's closer in age, whatever. Parents get divorced, and Amanda marries the dad. What's his name? Corey. I finally remembered somebody's name. She marries Corey at 25. This is where I'm unclear. I listened to the podcast. It's 8 episodes. I have to say 1 through 4, very repetitive, is not giving me the juice and the tea that I need. I'm not understanding where the correlation of saying that you have terminal stage 4 brain cancer and scamming has come into play. Maybe I didn't pay attention enough. I don't know, but I'm also watching the documentary and I'm still fucking unclear. But long story short, she says that she has stage 4 brain cancer. Bitch, she beat stage 4 cancer 3 motherfucking times. In between one of the second and the third time, she gets pregnant with this quote miracle baby, and has a baby, and then she has she ends up having 2 sons. But all the while, she is out here writing this blog, being super detailed, going to the hospitals, having pictures, saying that she's, all of these like medical diagnosis. And I guess everybody can do a little WebMD research. And I mean, I couldn't even tell you what the rash is on my face. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I might believe you if you have brain cancer. Like, I don't know what a blastogiglioma is. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a computer device or cancer? And I'm not making fun of anybody with cancer, but I'm just saying, yeah, like I would believe you. And also, I'm not a fucking terrible person, and I'm not out here scamming people, getting sympathy, saying that like I have cancer. So like, why would I ever think that like anybody would do that? That is so sinister. And the fact is that literally, God, I could tell it, like you could throw a rock and so many family. I mean, I'm sure at least 10 people whose family has been affected by cancer. It's incredibly sad. It is so serious. It is not something to be like scammed about or to be like garnering sympathy for that, right? It's so disgusting. So she does this for like 10 years and like basically is writing everything on this blog. Long story short, one of her neighbor friends basically is like, Amanda says that she got a brain drainage, fluid drain from her brain earlier that week. And she has like a little baby circle Band-Aid, like little like dime-sized Band-Aid behind her ear. And she's swimming. Literally, she went that morning to go get a fluid drained from her brain, has a hole in her head, allegedly, and is like sealed with some baby ass Band-Aid. And she's going swimming and like a chlorine. I mean, it's not public, it's the lady's backyard, but still like a public pool. Like, talk about sepsis, And so that's when, her friend had suspicions that she was like kind of lying about cancer because it like wasn't making sense. And, that's when she was like, okay, this bitch is lying. So she starts turning her in and she like reaches out to a journalist and she reaches out to the San Jose Police Department and she's like, you have to, look into this. She's scamming people for money. She puts her friends on subscription services because this is before GoFundMe. And she has like a subscription service attached to her website. She does all these fundraisers. She's doing these walks. She's getting invited to like, these cancer walks and being the face. She's getting donations from church. She's, they've set up separate funds and like all this stuff. She's getting like, I think it is like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like total, like based off of this like fake cancer diagnosis, which mind you, she was supposed to die 3 times because she had terminally ill, like terminal brain cancer stage 4. Nothing has changed about her appearance other than that she shaved her head. She's not getting weaker. She's not losing weight. She's not losing body mass. She doesn't look sick. She's out there doing life and being like a fucking affiliate or something like that, like a marketing guru. Okay. And long story short, now she's in jail. Thank God. I don't know for how long. I think she's actually getting out soon. I think she's getting out next year. But in the meantime of doing that, she also was trying to get custody of Jamie. That's her name. The daughter, older daughter who she initially met that she was doing, she was training for like cheer and dance and stuff. She was trying to gain custody of her and setting up the mom to say like, oh, she's like abusing her and like took her to court. Amanda and Corey took Jamie's mom to court, Corey's ex-wife, to say that she was an unfit mother and like all this stuff and blah, 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 and made her life a living hell. The mom lost custody of her daughter, Jamie, for 18 months, finally got her back. And like, it just was very, very censored. Like Jamie couldn't be on the phone talking to her mom without Amanda or Corey listening and saying, oh no, you can't talk about this and that. And like, or supervise visits. Like, it was just really crazy. So it was like deeper than just like having, a cancer diagnosis and like scamming people for money. It's just, I don't know. It's just like a wild story. And I don't know like what makes people do that. And in the same breath, this other show, I feel like all of these networks are like in cahoots, because like in the same breath, this new show just came out on Netflix called Apple Cider Vinegar. And the only like reason I know about, or the only like clip I know is about Belle Gibson, is when she's being interviewed by 60 Minutes Australia. And the lady is like, the interviewer is like, Belle, come on, like, how old are you? And she's like, well, I believe that at this time I have decided that I'm 23. I've been living life as a 23 or 26-year-old, whatever she says. And she changes it within the interview. And she's like, dude, come on. Like, we have your birthday. Like, why are you lying? She's like, I'm not lying. And long story short, she also lied about having brain cancer. She never lost her hair. She never did any of this. And she started something, an app called The Whole Pantry. And she wanted to cure cancer a holistic way, which I guess I need more information, because and I guess the crime is not that you're lying about cancer between Amanda Riley and Belle Gibson, right? That you can't, it's not really a crime to like lie and say that you have cancer. The crime is that you're getting money and you're making like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars based off of, this scam. Like, that's where the scam is. So Belle Gibson makes this app called The Whole Pantry, where it's basically like a cookbook, essentially, like for an app that is like whole foods and like gluten-free and soy-free and all these things that is supposed to combat, cancer and like just starve. But again, and I don't know if they're doing a good job in explaining. It can't just be a cookbook. Like, I don't understand what's going on with the recipe book. Anywho, I'm almost done with that series. I think there's only like 6 episodes. I'm on episode 4. But I just think it's so wild. And there's this new show called The Scam Goddess, which I have yet to sit down and watch. I want to watch that too. So, okay, I went on a little bit of a rant there. We're done with that. But look at those the podcast called Scamanda, and it's also the Hulu documentary it comes out on Thursdays, and they're doing it weekly, which I guess it's bringing us back to like TV days when there was like a commercial and we had to like wait weekly for like a new episode. I don't know about all that, but whatever. Okay, one more Netflix doc that you guys should watch is the new OJ documentary, OJ the Manhunt or whatever. Which, again, I almost like didn't want to watch it because I'm like, oh my God, another OJ documentary. And I won't go on too long about this one. I will say that it had different perspectives, and Netflix was so sassy with the way that they were pointing out that, the forensics did not collect certain evidences. They interview both sides of the prosecution and the defense, or whoever is left of the defense, there. So you get to hear both perspectives. I think, I don't know the guy's name, but one of the guys on the defense that was defending OJ with Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian, and Bob Shapiro, because they're all dead now, mostly of throat cancer, I want to say. I know that's of Robert Kardashian, and Johnny Cochran, I think, died of cancer too. I just feel like there's something sinister about that. Like, you're keeping in secrets and like you got throat cancer. Hello? I don't know. But he's like that guy who's on the defense, who's talking about the defense on this OJ Simpson documentary. He's like, I still believe OJ is innocent to this day. No, he's crazy. That guy, crazy. So whatever. I think you guys should watch it. I mean, justice for Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. I mean, OJ's disgusting. I don't want to give him any more light. In Bravo news, Madison Lecroy of Southern Charm is pregnant. That is so exciting. I'm so happy for her and Brett. Some good news after some terrible news. He's battling some throat cancer as well. This whole episode is about like cancer and scammers. I'm like a little like concerned for the theme here, but I'm praying safe delivery, and I hope everybody's happy and healthy, and I'm excited for Hudson to be a big brother. As an only child, I wanted always a sibling. That didn't happen, and honestly for the best. So I'm happy for them. Traitors bitch. I can't believe I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. If you haven't watched it, plug your ears. They fucking got Boston Rob out. And not me up in arms again. As you know, I started to like him. And I'm not gonna lie, this last episode, the way that he was talking Sierra through that bug challenge when their hands had to be in the fucking centipedes and the crickets and shit, I got a little wet. I'm not gonna lie. And I love that he's actually been with his wife for like 20 something years. Like, they're pretty cute, and they met on the I'm like the set of Survivor. Survivor is set. It's like a remote island. Dude, the way that Boston Rob handled himself at the round table is something to be studied. It was amazing. He kept his cool. I will say we also have the same aura colors, purple, blue, and red. You could totally tell that he's a red with the way that he just keeps calm and defends. I know you're like, Raya, you're not calm. That's okay. I can work on it. He keeps calm and defends himself at the round table. And I have to say, bitch, he literally, like, his points are so valid. Like, if I were to be at that round table, easily manipulated by him. Like, easily. Like, I'm fucking Dylan Efron sucking his dick IRL. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, I'm like, wow, you make a valid point. And it's not even just 1 point. Like, you say one thing and he has 3 points. He's like, this is why I did this. This is why I did that. Let's look at Wes. Wes is the one manipulating the situation. And like I forget who it was, but they were like, or maybe, dude, I can't believe, was it Tom Sandoval leading the pack? Like, this is kind of crazy that he was like, dude, every person that has come for you at the round table is mysteriously murdered the next night. Like, you know, you are a traitor and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, if I was a traitor, would I do X, Y, and Z? And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's pretty valid. But I don't know, the way that Wes last week got so up in arms and like so just like aggro was like a little too much. I watched Wes when he was on The Real World. Like, I think, what was it, Real World Austin or something? And I was in junior high. That was probably the last time I ever fucking watched The Real World. And I don't remember, and again, I was a child, so forgive me, but I don't remember him being like such an asshole right on the scene. But I do know that I have heard and like read articles that like he wasn't a good partner to like the girl that he met on The Real World and that they were dating. I think they might have gotten married. Correct me if I'm wrong. And like the way that he is, he's like, yeah, I am aggressive. So what? If you don't vote for me and if you vote for me, like I'm coming for you. Like that's a threat. Like blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. Anyways, he was a faithful, but he got voted off. And I just can't believe they can't believe they fucking got Boston Rob before they got Danielle. You guys, what the fuck is going on with Danielle? She is playing the worst game I've ever seen. A lot of this cast is actually playing like a horrible game. And I feel like Boston Rob was like actually playing a game and like having a fun, gay old time. And like everybody else is just like fumbling the ball and like doesn't know what to do. How are we not like, you guys, I literally, obviously I am screaming, but like I literally want to scream. Like, how did you guys not think Danielle was fucking up with the whole the powder challenge situation when she was like, oh yeah, and like she goes up there 3 times, she puts Dolores's face on the wall for her to be saved, she puts, I don't know, somebody else and everybody's like, you don't want to put your face up there, and she's like, oh yeah, and she still doesn't. Like, hello, why are we not like going back to that? You guys are stuck on the fucking coffin challenge of like, oh, there has to be a traitor in the coffin. Miss the boat, guys, miss the boat. I want to see Carolyn to the end. I want Carolyn to get Danielle's ass out. And this last episode, they have left it where like a couple of faithfuls are gonna they go to the church or whatever. I think they're gonna be recruited. But then, did I hear this correctly, that if they're not gonna be recruited, then they're gonna be murdered? I don't know what's going on there. So R.I.P. Boston Rob. I actually really was enjoying him on my screen after all the bitching and moaning that I was doing. He grew on me because I'm not a survival person. I think it's like a gross show with the bugs. Great skills in real life though. I mean, post-apocalyptic, I want you on my team. But Married at First Sight Australia. If you guys are not fucking watching Married at First Sight Australia, even on TikTok, like, sorry, I have a VPN, but so I've been like plugged into Sydney. Like, I'm like, I have to watch this. You guys, it's phenomenal. It's way better than the US version. I think it's even better than the UK version. Like, they're all hot. They're all hot. Like, why is the US version like everybody's fucking ugly and like lives in your mom's basement? And it's like, yeah, you do need to be married at first sight so somebody can be stuck with your ass, because no one's gonna be with you and choose you on your own. You know what I mean? Married at first sight, everybody's hot. Okay, so we have Billy and Sierra. Is that her name? Love them. Love them. I think Billy's a Gemini or Sagittarius. I think he's Sagittarius. He's very goofy. Sierra, I love them. My top couple, I think, are Billy and Sierra, and Paul and Karina. Even though they're kind of boring, like they're not really like on screen, but they knew each other before. She said that when she got to the altar, she was like, he ghosted me. We went on a hike and then he ghosted me. Another couple knew each other, Jeff and Ree. They actually dated for like a month and like hooked up and everything. And at their wedding day, they were like, oh, like, I don't know, it's like friend zone, friend vibes. But now like they're kind of heating up in the challenge. They went on their honeymoons. It's like, I don't know, week 4 or something. So they've been together for like a month. But literally like everybody is so hot. Dave, okay, there's Dave and Jamie. And Jamie kind of reminds me a little bit about myself. A little annoying, which, you know, it's like looking in a mirror. But I think she has a good heart and she's funny. And Dave is like this tall, kind of introverted, quiet, like tattoo guy. He's like a teddy bear. Oh my God. He literally so my type. Dave, if I could, and with an accent, like, please, like if it doesn't work out with Jamie, which I'm a girl's girl, like I'm rooting for you guys, but holler at your girl. It is so good. Now, the controversy is with 2 different couples, Elliot and Lauren, and Tim and Katie. Tim is an asshole. I don't think Tim owns a mirror, because the way that he was talking about Katie, saying that she's not my type and I go for more smaller, petite women. Yeah, but do they go for you, Tim? Like, what is wrong with you? And he told her on their wedding night, he woke her up after they were done filming and like they went to their separate beds, and he was like, yeah, it's just not going to work for me. Like, there's no spark. Like, I'm not really interested in blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they've like gone a couple weeks. So now all the couples are meeting at this dinner party. So this is like the first time after they got married at the altar, they went on their like week honeymoon or 2-week honeymoon, and then they go to this dinner party. Tim is out here spinning the fucking situation and deflecting, saying like, oh, well, I'm tired of talking about me and Katie. I want to know about you. He hasn't said one fucking thing about him and Katie. They came to the dinner party separate. He's like, I don't want to be with her. Like, he's basically saying that he's not attracted to her, which Katie is a bad bitch, okay? She is the best heart. She's the CEO. She volunteers. She has a lot going for her. And Tim is obviously intimidated, and looks aren't everything. Katie is beautiful in her own way, and I think she's a queen and doesn't deserve some insecure little bitch like that, okay? I'm PMSing. I got a little heated, okay? But that is how I really feel, Tim. And you're out here catfishing people on social media. In my other Facebook groups, which I'm a millennial and I love Facebook, people are posting that like, you know, like, oh, I've matched with him like in Australia or whatever, and these are his photos. Bitch, they are 20. You're probably 50 pounds lighter and you're like 5 years younger. Okay, you're catfishing these bitches, and you're saying that like you're not attracted to Katie. Katie deserves the world, and she deserves somebody way better than Tim. And I don't like it. I hope his ass leaves, and I hope they rematch her, because she doesn't deserve that. Wow. Oh my God, I'm sweating. I got like really heated in that moment. Good God. Elliot, same thing. Although I think Lauren and Elliot kind of like on paper are very similar. They want that like kind of misogynistic, like 1950s lifestyle. She's like, Lauren goes, no, like, I want him to come home. If you touch a dish, like, I'm gonna slap your hand. Like, dishes are for me. Like, I want to rub your feet when you get home from work. Bitch, could not be me. Like, no fucking thank you. And Elliot wants somebody like that. But in the same breath, Lauren is a business owner, CEO. She has her own business. It's like a gift boxing business. It's like, why can't I think of like stuff like this? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why didn't I invent toilet paper or something useful? It's like, whatever. So Elliot leaves 2 days into their honeymoon because he's like, yeah, it's not for me. Now, I will say, he was honest with the experts in the beginning. And he was like, if you don't find me like a hot bitch, like I'm fucking out. Like if she's ugly at the altar, like I'm not into it. So, and I will say like he's been himself like through and through in this experiment, which is not the best. Like he is a raging narcissist and he doesn't think he can learn anything from the experts. There's nothing wrong with him. He left Lauren because he wants somebody who's 25. He was like, she's 38 and she couldn't even go up a flight of stairs. Okay, whatever. So Elliot is like a raging narcissist, doesn't think he can learn anything from the experts. Which, whatever, so after he left the honeymoon on day 2, he like meets with the experts, when they get back or whatever. And he's like, you didn't listen to anything that I said. These are my non-negotiables. I want a hot, young 25-year-old that I can manipulate. You know what I mean? Because why else would you want a 25-year-old when you're 36? Like, or 30, whatever, however old he is, 30 something. And the guy was like, well, it's obviously not working for you. And he's like, well, that's what you think. He's like, no, like it's a fact. Like if you've been dating hot, young, blonde 25-year-olds, like they don't fucking want to be with you either. So like, it's obviously not working. You came to us to like, you want to be married and you want to change and you want something different. And we gave you something different and you're not even trying, which I agree. So I have heard through the grapevine that Lauren and Elliot get rematched. So I don't like that they like told him he could come back, to be honest. But it is what it is. So I'm excited, actually. I think I have another episode to watch after this dinner party scene. So, and it's like 90 Day Fiance. That shit is so long. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love like these long episodes like this because there's just so much, like there's so many dynamics going on and so many couples that you have to, catch up with and whatever. So this, like after the dinner party episode, this next episode is going to be about whether they want to stay or leave. Oh my God, I forgot about this one. Okay, last couple, Jake and Ashley. Jake is like this hipster guy and Ashley's like this brunette girl. They look kind of like a weird couple. I don't think that they're gonna last, but they had this challenge to put the couples, like the guys will put the girls in order of who they think is the most hot or the most attractive to like the least attractive, and the girls same. Fucking Jake put his bride, his fucking wife, as like 3rd or 4th on the list of like the hottest. And then he also made like some weird comment that he was like, I'm not racist or anything, but like, I don't really like, he's like, I only have dated Caucasians or something like that. Speaking to Afina, who I don't even know her background, but I mean, you could have fooled me, but whatever. I guess she might be like some Southeast Asian or something like that. But I mean, everybody's Australian. I don't know what's going on over there. So he was like, oh, so because of that, I'm not putting her like near the top. And literally good on Ashley for being like, that's literally not okay with me. Like, why would you say that? Why would you go for all like saying Jackie has crazy eyes? Which, by the way, I totally forgot about Jackie, too. She does have crazy eyes. And people on TikTok are saying she looks like E.T. in a wig. And you don't want me to do that challenge because I would have said that. Like, I understand we want to, like, lift women up. And, like, I get it. These are, like, your friends now. But the only comment that I thought Jake, was fucking way out of pocket for and should leave and be fired for is that, like, oh, I'm not racist, but I don't find Afina attractive. Like, that is the definition, babe. Like, that was just, like, unnecessary, rude, untrue, and you look like you don't fucking shower. Like, you literally don't own a hairbrush. You need some conditioner. So, I honestly, the girls were up in arms, and I wonder if, like, production was like, oh, you need to be upset about the things that, like, Jake said about each one of you and, like, your wives and everything. Like, he said Sierra looks like she would, like, kill you in her sleep or something. Babe, I would just be like, Flick, like, I'm not interested. Like, I don't give a fuck about Jake. Like, he has a nose ring and doesn't condition his hair. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, my man's hot. I only care about what he thinks. Anyways, if you guys are not watching Married at First Sight Australia, like, truly, what are you doing? It is so fucking good. And honestly, good on TikTok for the time that we have it. You know, try to catch up on episodes there. If you don't have a VPN, which is so funny. Like, I feel like I'm out of TV to watch. So, like, now I'm, like, other countries. I'm, like, country surfing to be like, what else can I watch? Oh, that's really sad. Anywho, that's all for today's episode. Sorry for getting so fired up. But, you know, I'm an opinionated girly. I have the mic and you don't. So follow me anywhere you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Coffee Meets Vodka. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at coffee.meets.vodka. Send me an email, coffeemeetsvodkapod@gmail.com. Leave me a 5-star review anywhere you get podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, anywhere else. That really means a lot. Share with your friends, tag me in your stories, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.